Hey everyone, it's Jennifer, the Keto RN. How are you guys doing tonight? I am back. Was working for the last few nights and I'm off today. So I am back at it, cooking another meal in my little keto kitchen here in Spokane, Washington, where we've had a gorgeous day. It was so pretty today. I'm not sure how warm it got, but it was gorgeous. Blue sky. And then it rained because, it's spring. And our spring weather does weird things. I'm not sure what yours is like, but ours is always interesting. But anyway, thanks for joining. If you are just joining me, just pop in where you are watching from. If you are catching me live, you'll see it says live. Oh, I'm backwards. Somewhere up there. In a little red box. And if you are catching me on the replay, just write replay and let me know where you're coming from, because it sure is fun finding out where everybody is watching from. So tonight, Greg's been gone all day and I've been kind of in and out, but this dinner kind of whips up quick. I like stir fry. They go pretty quick, and then I will put it over, hang on. Just some cauliflower rice, which this cauliflower rice package we get in a big bag at Costco. Best deal ever. So anyway, I've already trimmed up all the vegetables. It doesn't really have that many ingredients in it, which is kind of nice. So a red pepper. I called for a full onion. I just put about a half an onion in there, only because it's onions are kind of higher in carb than I want to consume in an onion. But anyway, so red pepper, onion, and then asparagus, which is still on my cutting board here. Just a pound of asparagus, and I just chopped it up into like 2-inch pieces. And then I have my cast iron pan here on my oven heating, and with some olive oil in the pan. So I'm just gonna stir fry all this together. Oh yeah, and the pork. This is just one pork tenderloin that I cut up into strips and then already put in some seasoning. So there is some cooking sherry, which I hardly ever use, some soy sauce, some sesame oil, and also some cornstarch, which is kind of weird for a keto recipe. But this recipe said there's like 1 teaspoon total. Is that what they said? 1 teaspoon total. Yeah. So you're getting, relatively close to a 1/4 teaspoon, which is 1 gram of carbs. So, okay, I can have that. My dog just sneezed. Bless you. Are you done? She's hoping that I drop something, because normally I do. Anyway, so this pan is getting nice and hot, and the first thing I am going to put in it is some garlic and ginger. You are welcome to mince your own garlic. If that's what you want to do, have at it. I did that for years and I don't want to do it anymore. So we just buy our huge thing of minced garlic at Costco. And then also it calls for minced peeled fresh ginger. I cheat on that as well. I just have a little bit of, what is this? Spice World. I think we get ours in like a produce section of the grocery store. And so I'm just putting that in, 2 teaspoons of that. If you want to peel and mince your own ginger, by all means have at it. You are welcome to do that. But it is not on my agenda anymore. So this is getting nice and hot already. And we're just supposed to cook these until it's fragrant and it's really splattery. I'm going to turn it down. I'm going to get burned. This is when I need an apron. Hang on. All right. I'm going to steal my husband's apron so I don't get marked up all over my shirt. So there we go. What do you think? All right. So next is just putting the meat in. And again, this meat is already been sitting in some sesame oil, some sherry, and some soy sauce, and a little bit of cornstarch. I actually did it wrong. I was supposed to put the broth in, and the cornstarch in a different way, but whatever, it's going to turn out fine. I'm not too worried about it. So anyway, so we're just going to let these strips of pork I cut pretty thin, so they should really brown up in not a lot of time, which again makes me happy, right? Stir fry shouldn't take that much time. So, oh, it smells good already. There's nothing like that ginger, garlic, and soy sauce smell. I love it. So, anyway, there we go. So we're just gonna let that cook for a few minutes, like 3 minutes or so. I'll put on a timer, and we can just chat. There we go. All right, so hopefully you guys are doing something fun this weekend. What are your plans? Is anybody doing anything fun? Like I said, I work the last 3 days, and then some long 12-hour shifts. So my next day off, which is today, is usually a little low key. Three 12-hour shifts used to not bother me, and it doesn't bother me. It's a lot. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of being on my feet. It's a lot of walking around, and it's a lot of caring for people, just a lot of emotional energy. And so on my first day off, I usually try to have kind of a lower key day. So that's kind of what I did today. I got up and worked out and went for a walk because it was so beautiful outside today. It was just so nice. We haven't had like blue sky in so many days, so it was great to get outside. And I don't know how long I walked for, but it was great. And then one of our local high schools was putting on a play. We went and saw, or I went by myself. My son was involved in drama when he was in high school, and so I went to watch The Little Mermaid, which was really, really fun, and just kind of a fun play and a fun way to kind of spend my afternoon. So anyway, so this meat is looking actually pretty brown already, so that's good. There's a couple little pieces in there that are still kind of pink. I'll turn it up just a bit. And there we go. So my husband and I just recently became empty nesters, which was hard. It happened, it's been a while now, honestly. It was August, but it was rough, and it took me a long time to get over it, or whatever, get used to it. I'm not over it. But we just found out recently that all 3 of our kids are going to be home for the summer, and 2 of them will be home for longer than the summer, so I am not sad about that. It will be nice to have them home. All right, so the pork is pretty much browned and is looking good and smells absolutely amazing. So then we just add all the veggies and stir fry, right? So the onion and the bell pepper are going in. I have a really big wok that I probably should have used. For this, I didn't really think about it. But I think we'll be okay. Anyway, it's going to be interesting trying to cook for 5 people. We probably won't have any leftovers anymore, which will be kind of good and kind of bad. It was, oh, there's my timer, perfect. It was, while I was working and I was gone, of course, for dinner time, and I ate, leftovers for lunch, and my husband ate leftovers for dinner, and it works out kind of well. So you can see all of the veggies now are in the pan, and we're just going to let those cook for about 3 minutes until they're crisp tender, and then I'm going to add a little bit of vegetable broth. So put another timer on. There we go. So yeah, and the other thing to think about really is affording with food prices, because they're getting spendy, affording all those kids. Like, how am I going to feed them all? It'll be a fun thing to figure out. But yeah, so I've got one son, who's a freshman in college, and he's coming back just for the summer. And then my oldest daughter, she got accepted to grad school, so and it's in Spokane, which is nice. So she's gonna live at home, so I'm super excited about that. And then my middle daughter is going to be here living at home for the next 9 months or so while her man is deployed. So we will be all living under one roof again for a while. And like I said, it's not going to hurt my feelings. So we have just a couple minutes to bring those. I'm sorry I don't have the best camera angle. There we go. I really need a cameraman. That would be awesome. So anyway, just get these stirred up, and then I'm going to add, I think that the recipe calls for chicken broth, but I don't have any chicken broth open. So I am just going to use vegetable broth, which is what I have, and I want to get it used up. So it's just a half a cup, no, third of a cup. Third of a cup of broth, and I think that'll kind of steam in all the vegetables, and it should be pretty tasty. So, I could just get it. Sorry, I know these are so noisy, but that's okay. Yeah, so hopefully with the added cornstarch in here, which I said is so unusual for a keto recipe. Oh, I forgot to tell you where I got this recipe from. You can pick this up. See that? There you go. You can pick this up at, well, it was supposed to come off of the shelves March 25th, I think. But we have bought this particular magazine more than once, and I love it. It's got really, really good recipes in them, and they're not too hard. I've actually made a lot of recipes from this one and the other one. Hang on, that was before this one. This one. So these, the chicken piccata I just made the other night, like last weekend, I think, on here, and it's really, the chicken piccata was good, but everything in here, you can see we've got tabs on it. In both of these recipes, and I have a holiday one as well, and they're good. I mean, they're decent. I wouldn't say, I think they do some funny things, like things that I wouldn't consider necessarily keto. But again, I'm not gonna please anybody, but they recommend like, canola oil is kind of their oil of choice, which isn't my favorite. I would rather use avocado oil, which has a really high smoke point, so you can get it really hot, or olive oil, which has the best kind of fat in it for your brain. And I think I've said that more than once, but it's got oleic acid. Look it up. Oleic acid is the #1 fatty acid for your brain, and it is the highest, the only other food that you have a high content of oleic acid in is breast milk. And the important thing about that is because when we are infants, we're growing our brains like crazy, right? Our brains are growing like crazy. So oleic acid, olive oil, is full of it, and it's a good oil to cook with and use just on your veggies or on your salads. Oh, the spoon is hot. Salad dressing, that sort of thing. All right, so I put in the broth. And I think the idea, the broth was actually supposed to be mixed with the cornstarch to make a little bit of a slurry, so that it thickens the sauce a little bit. So I'm just going to let this kind of boil a bit and see if that thickens. And then the other thing to add is some salt. I think a teaspoon or something like that. Oh, a half a teaspoon. So I'm not too worried about salt. Does that look like a half a teaspoon? It does to me. So there we go. Put that in and stir that around, and I'm just going to let that heat up. And in the meantime, I'm going to put my cauliflower rice that I got in a big bag from Costco. I'll show you the bag. It is right here. So this is what we get at Costco. It's got 4 1-pound bags, and the 1-pound bags last us at least 2 meals. We don't eat a ton of it with I only have like a half a cup or so over, and have the stir fry over the riced cauliflower. But anyway, great deal at Costco. We love it. We always buy 1 or 2 when we're there because we go through it so often, and it's a great deal. So it comes in these bags. comes in this, and then just kind of crunch it up, and you can microwave it in this bag. You don't get any. Microwave it in this bag for 6 to 7 minutes is all, or you can cook it in the stovetop too if you would like. But I'm just going to stick it in there and cook it, and then it'll be ready. I'm actually going to wait to cook it until Greg gets home because he's not quite home. So I don't want to do that. And that's about it. So I'm going to turn this down and let it simmer, see if that sauce will thicken up. But see if I can bring you guys over here. There it is. So that's what it looks like. It's going to be delicious. We're going to serve it over the cauliflower rice, and it should be really tasty. So easy, quick. I mean, it took me a few minutes to chop up the stuff, but really not all that long. So anyway, that's about it. I hope you guys have an awesome night. Thank you so much for joining. And if you're finding value in the page, please share it. Please like and comment on posts. It helps keep the algorithm going, because that Facebook, they're tricky. Keeps the algorithm going and getting the word out about this keto lifestyle, which has been life-changing for me, literally saved my life, and has made the biggest difference for me and my family, and I can't imagine doing it any other way. And it's easy and it's delicious, and I love, love, love sharing this information with you guys. So if you're finding value, please, like I said, please share it with friends, family, and anybody who you think would benefit from the information. So have an amazing night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. And again, thanks for following along. We'll see you guys later. Bye.